Hey guys, welcome to Chef Grace's Place. So today we're gonna learn how to do something that's really fun to say. We're gonna learn how to spatchcock. Now spatchcocking is the process of making a bird, whether it be a chicken or a turkey or a game hen or whatever, like lay flat when you cook it, like this. So what this does, it looks pretty cool, but also it lowers the amount of cooking time. You know how when you have a whole bird, you have that cavity in the middle? We're essentially just taking that cavity out so the heat can get all the way around the meat. So this really lowers your cooking time, and I think you can get pretty much the whole area crispy in a shorter amount of time, which is nice. Another reason why I wanted to do this video is I wanted to show you how to utilize a whole chicken. I feel like most people don't know how to cook a whole chicken, so they don't buy it unless it's like a pre-roasted one. And it's just such a good tool for saving money on your groceries, right? And meal planning, because I mean, this chicken is only, well, it eats a lot, so this is probably like maybe 1.5 meals for both of us. If we were just gonna like have chicken be the main thing. But I have I have the white meat, I have the dark meat. Usually I would roast this plain and add it into other things. But today I'm gonna use a little bit of pesto to roast it in that I just made. But you can get really creative with your seasonings, or you could not get creative with your seasonings and throw it into different meals throughout the week with different sauces for flavoring. One of the best things about this is that you're gonna get the bones. The main reason I got a chicken in my butcher box is because I was tired of pork stock and I wanted to make some chicken stock. So having the roasted bones from the chicken and the spine is gonna let me make some chicken stock, which I'm excited about because it's going to be chicken noodle soup season. Alright guys, so first step in spatchcocking a chicken is to wash it. Now, if you're going to do a bigger bird, let's say a turkey for Thanksgiving, you're probably not going to be able to get through the bones with kitchen shears. You're probably going to want to use a butcher knife to really crack through those bones. So, because this is a smaller bird, the bones are super tender and brittle, and we can cut through them pretty easily. You're going to notice that I go about 3/4 of the way down the spine on each side. Then I go up the sides from the bottom. This is because for me, just navigating the easiest way to cut, for me it's just always easier to do it that way and get through the bones when we get to the hip bone. I just find it's a little tougher for me to keep going all the way through. Alright, so once we get through the spine, you're gonna notice it's a little, we got the marrow and from the bones and stuff. I just gave it a quick dab with a paper towel, but it's fine, okay? It's all gonna cook. Alright, so so right here, there's a little nub of cartilage. So if we snip that, then the chicken will lay nice and flat. Right? And you could take out the whole breastbone, but I don't want to. So once we get that, you can see it cracks. And now we've spatchcocked the chicken. I'm gonna tuck the wings underneath here, like we're laying back. And this is just gonna keep the wing tips from burning. I have a pretty good video on pesto. My pesto is super thick because I like to have it super thick, and then if I want to thin it out, I can. Also, it's cold, so that's gonna do that. So I'm gonna take a nice spoonful and put it in here and just throw some oil in and mix it up. But you can use whatever you want. If you just want to do it plain, I really recommend using butter because it has a great flavor. You can just melt that in the microwave and just some salt and pepper, and that would be great. But I'm just gonna try out the pesto. Plus it's green, so it might help you see what I'm doing a little bit better. I'm making sure always when dealing with raw chicken, especially, you want to make sure you're not cross-contaminating. So another reason why I'm putting the pesto I'm going to use in a separate bowl is because I don't want to cross-contaminate my main pesto container. So I'm just going to put some oil in here to thin it out. I'm using vegetable oil, also because my pesto is made with olive oil, and by using the vegetable oil, I'm going to give it a little bit more of a smoke point there. So you want to be ready, like before you have to go back and touch the chicken again, you want to be ready for what you're doing. So mise en place is very important here because I don't want a bunch of like raw chicken juice on my hands and then realize I forgot something and then have to go back and wash my hands and do everything and come back. So mise en place is important. There's not a lot of mise en place. One of the mise en place we need to do. Mise en place doesn't always refer to ingredients. You also want to remember you got to preheat your oven. Make sure you have your tools. So I did not preheat my oven yet, so I'm going to do that. So this is an optional thing, but I want to try it out this time. Last time when I spatchcocked my chicken, I just cooked it like this on the pan, and I think by putting it on a grate like this, it'll allow the air to get under it and cook it a little bit faster, maybe keep it a little more crisp. So I think I'm going to do that, but first I'm going to prep the chicken. So I really want a nice crisp skin, and one of the ways to do that is to make sure that the skin is surrounded by fat, so this way it will kind of get a little fried in the oven. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take my hand, and I do this whether or not I spatchcock the bird. If you watch my how to roast a bird in the oven video, you'll see me do this to the turkey. Basically, you want to break the membrane in between the skin and the meat and get some air in there. But make sure you don't rip the skin. Alright, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my pesto. I'm going to start putting it under the skin and really massage it into the meat. And once I do that, I'm going to rub it all over the outside. So that's really it. I'm going to put this on here. Gotta get that tanning lotion on you. Tuck the wings underneath and we're good. So then as soon as my oven is preheated, I'm gonna put this into the oven and let it roast. It takes a lot less than roasting a whole chicken, but I'm not exactly sure what the timing is, so I'll time it and then we'll let you guys know. So another cool thing I've seen before too is you can actually take some skewers and go through the chicken this way. And then you can put it on the grill, which I think is really cool. But I don't have a grill, so I'm gonna have to wait a little while to try that. And I think this would be excellent in a smoker. So when we're checking this later, you're gonna want to use a thermometer. We're looking for 165. That's the temperature chicken is done at. So we're gonna go into the middle of the breast and the thickest part of the thigh to test those out. So that's looking pretty good. So I'm gonna check the temperature. Okay, so we're definitely past 165. I'm sure that my breasts are, my chicken breasts are gonna be a little dry. That's okay. Pull that guy out now. Alright, so I'm gonna let this cool off, and then I'm gonna cut it up. Okay, so once you've roasted your chicken, guys, all that's left is to cut it up. So I'm gonna transfer this from the grate to the cutting board. And don't forget, all this chicken drippings and stuff, they make excellent gravy. So that's just another way you can use the whole chicken. Looks pretty cute, huh? Alright. So when you're breaking down a piece of meat, I always go back to my jiu-jitsu training, and you really want to, if you think about it, right? You're doing an arm bar, right? You're trying to pop the elbow through the other side of the arm, right? Because that's a lot easier than trying to break a bone in half. So when you're dismantling a chicken, you always want to attack the joints, because number one, that's going to be the easiest thing to break through, and number two, you don't want shards of bone in your food, so you don't really want to break the bone. So I'm going to start with the legs and pierce the skin. I can smell the pesto. Oh, it's juicy. Alright, so I just went through there and you can already see I'm doing good. So I'm just going to cut through here. Got a little wing in the way, that's okay. And it's really just held on by the skin. So just going to cut right through there. I got one leg. Right. Same for the other side. Right, I'm gonna watch out for those wings. Let's arm bar the wings off. Right. I got another leg right there. Now the wings. Now the wings, I kind of want to look for the joint. Maybe I'll take the breast. No, I'll do the wings. You don't want to hurt the breast. Right? Chicken wing. So you can see I found the ball socket joint, and I went right through there and get the wing off. Now I did get a piece of the breast off here. There we go. Now, I'm a pastry chef, so if I'm butchering this, sorry. But yeah, this is how I do it. Look how crispy that skin is right here. Oh, So now what I'm doing is I'm trying to find the breastbone, right? And then I'm just like you would on a turkey. I'm trying to go right alongside that breastbone. Somebody needs to sharpen their knife. As close as I can get. Beautiful. Probably gonna get a little closer. So, chicken breast. So there's quite a lot of meat left on this carcass, and that is okay. What I like to do with any extra meat like this, actually, especially if you're gonna do this to your Thanksgiving turkey, or actually, well, even if you're not gonna spatchcock it, if you're just gonna roast it, all this meat that's kind of like in between the bones, this is great for chicken salad, right? All the leftover meat, chop it up, or turkey salad, right? And then you're really using every part of the bird. That's really good. So thanks for watching Chef Grace's Place. Don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe. I hope you'll use this technique in your meal prepping, and I'll see you next time.